So you're saying just don't be fooled. We've been here before, and your take has always been, Professor Lee, very skeptical of North Korea's intentions, and you don't see anything different now after the meeting, the historic meeting that we saw last night and this morning.
Well, North Korea says all the time that economic reform and the capitalist influence from abroad is a poison. Cultural infiltration and ideological indoctrination are the poison that brought down several regimes in the former Soviet bloc in Eastern Europe. So it's understandable that the North Korean regime, which is far less prosperous, far more repressive than Seoul, would be rather sensitive about opening up and letting its people know how blighted, how underprivileged their lives are compared to the same Koreans south of the border.
John, how do you think this changes the balance of power in that area of the world? And I'm thinking more immediately in terms of how the South Koreans are reacting to this. If the U.S. is making any sort of commitment to suspend military exercises or eventually pull weapons out of the Korean Peninsula, this will directly affect them, South Koreans.
A complete bitch slap for South Korea, and it's because the president of South Korea was not in the room when they did that. This is mandated to him, not a negotiation with him. China's a different story. You know, not good for China in the sense that direct with the U.S. is not a positive thing. But the truth is, China's still in charge. You know, China has the ability to take this regime out anytime they want, and they've chosen not to do that. But you have to realize that in North Korea, there's a group of people that I would just think of as the oligarchs from when the Soviet Union fell, that are very, very, very interested in making money. Not by opening up and playing nice, but by opening up and then owning the control over the assets they have there. They have huge mineral deposits there, and none of the ways that people create wealth here have been executed there. It's a very, very money-driven, top-end culture. I've been there. I've met with them, spent time with them, been cheated, been stolen from. I mean, it's incredible. So I don't hold any great opportunity, but I'll tell you, the only way you're ever going to get anywhere with anyone is to sit with them and talk with them. I'm glad somebody talked to somebody here. I wish we had taken more serious people with, and I'm just sure that Kim did, because Kim would have had his intelligence agents with him. Nevertheless, it's better to talk with each other than to just yell at each other from afar.
Well, we did have some fairly serious people, certainly at the conference table. The Chief of Staff, Mr. Pompeo, who was a former CIA director, of course, and others. I don't mean to put words into Professor Lee's mouth, but John, I want to get your reaction to his idea. Bottom line in my notes is that Kim is buying time to work on his real agenda, which is building up his nuclear menacing capabilities. Do you see it that way? Do you see that level of insincerity lurking behind what, and this is my words, could be a charade?
Well, as Professor Lee says, don't look for sincerity when you're talking to Kim Jong Un. You know, this is not an ideology issue either. I detected very little ideology in the place, just like is true in China. What you detect is desire for power, so it's a totalitarian state, and love of money. Those are two things that are more or less universal. Look, Kim went to school in Switzerland, in Bern. He knows all about Western society, and he's the only asset he's got really to trade is the nuclear stockpile, and so he'll be wanting to build that up even further. I don't think this is. He's taken off his wolf costume, and we found a lamb underneath there. But at the same time, you have to understand the other guy if you're ever going to discuss any kind of change with him, and that has to be done in person.
A pair of skeptics.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.